So welcome once again. This is Francis Chuku from the Stone Digital, and right now we are going over to the next project. And this project we are going to be designing this flyer right now. The flyer you are looking at right now, we will be designing this exact flyer from scratch to finish. So the first thing we will do is we'll go over to our uh, our pixellab, and the first thing you need to do as a graphic designer is to be creative. You must know how to get ideas for your design, and in order for you to get an idea, you need to go over to Google and look over designs that professionals have created, and then work around that idea. I'm not saying you should replicate exactly the same thing. You should work around what they are doing. So you should, even if you sketched it on a paper, you can, you can sketch it on a paper, and even if you do all that, so as a designer, you must have your reference design, maybe a sketch or another design on your screen. All right. So beside your main design, so you must have this thing on your screen. So if you want to create something, maybe on a sample or anything, so put it on your screen. That is the first thing we're going to do. So put up the image we are going to design, put it up here somewhere on our screen. Go over to so this is the image here. Just selected the image right here. So that is it, and I will click on OK. So this is the image that we want to design. So I will be looking at this, and we'll be designing it as it goes. So the first thing that we want to bring up here is the background. And this background, you can download any background from Google, all right? You can download any background image from Google. You can use any of this background. So for example, in this flyer, the background I used in this flyer, I actually used this background here. Okay, so I used this background here. So that is what I use. So now this is the background I use. So once you are designing something, once you are designing something you are using on mobile, so make sure your design is ratio 1:1, just like this background here. So you can decide to choose a background from Google, maybe a picture you downloaded. So I need to So that is what we are going to do. So right now, well, you can also decide to, send this background to the back. And also, this particular picture here is what we are going to be designing. Okay, so what we'll be doing now is, if you look at this background very well, you will see that this one is whiter. Let's say you want to make this background darker. All you need to do is to bring in a shape. Okay, a shape. You can bring in a shape. So when you bring in a shape, and all you have to do is to reduce the opacity of this shape to reflect what is under this background. So right now we need to start designing. So we still need to take this to the back. So this one will come up to the front. Okay, so let us start designing. The first thing to do is to, add a text. Okay. First thing to do is to add. So first thing to do is to add a text. Learn how to. learn how to okay. So learn how to so learn how to so we can increase the size. We can drag it and then increase the size here and then place it here. So to achieve this, we can change the color. We go to text, and then change the color right here. We change the color here. So I added a stroke. Right here. So the stroke is enough. Okay, so that's it. That's it about that. So let's add another text design. Let's make this one design to all caps lock. So you see that the design here is in caps lock. Learn how to design. So right now the design is in white. Let us change the font. I like this font in particular. No, let's change this font. Okay. Okay, I think this learn how to design. So right here I added a red line. Right here I added a red line, which is a shape. I added a shape. I added a shape to this design. So let's move on. Let's do some other thing. We'll add shapes later. So right now we added a 3D logo and flyer, another text. A 3D logo and flyer. I think it should be in caps lock. The logo and flyer. So let's reduce the size a little. So after that we added a stroke. We added a stroke, and then a shadow. More shadows. Yeah, so that is it. We added a stroke and then a shadow. So which after that, with your phone like, then another text. We'll still arrange all this later, all right? With your phone like. So on this, I added the stroke also. Text, I added stroke also. Sorry, I added stroke. Stroke. So I just added stroke for this. I think we'll so then this a pro, another text, a pro. So this a pro has, it needs special attention. So first of all, the first thing we did is to increase the size. That is first thing. Then color, that's second thing. And the third thing, we added a stroke. That's the third thing. And then the fourth thing, we added shadow. We added a shadow also. We added a 3D shadow, and then we gave it a, let's lock up this okay, we have locked it. So 3D, we give it a 3D look. Oblique, depth, we reduce the depth, then we darken it. Then can rotate. Perspective, let's change the perspective. We changed the perspective, the Y rotation minus 30. We changed it. So we also changed increased the X rotation. So, and then that is it. Place it here. If you want to change if you like to change the font, you can change the font. In the other one, I changed the font, but on this one, I decided to leave the font as it is. So add. So let's move on to another text in 2 days. Another text. In 2 days. Here, let's put it right here, and then let's change the font. Let's change the font. Let's change the font to something italics. I like this calligraphy. Yeah, so now let's add some stroke. I like adding strokes too. Stroke give this boldness to your text. So that is it in 2 days. So in 2 days, so fee, venue, and DM to get started. Another text. This time around we can add all these ones together. Fee, can add 1,000. Venue, WhatsApp, DM to get started. 20 slots available. 20 slots available. Let's cut this one. Let's reduce the size a little. So now let's add another text. Another text. Phone number. So I like adding, phone number. I think everything is complete here. So let's align it. Yes. So right now, let's release this image from its bondage. So see, we have been holding this image for a while. So the remaining thing to do now, I think we lost our learn how to. That is why locking your text or image is very important. Learn how to. Learn how to. So let me change the font. I like this bungalow. Learn how to. Let us add some stroke and then a little bit of shadow. Then let's change the font, the color, sorry. Well, you should know by now that I don't like having design that is too complicated. Now we can remove this now so that we can add our image before we arrange the other things. So we are almost done. So right here on this image, you can decide to add to make this image round. Okay, let us make this one round. Okay, you can choose any shape for your image, and then it is important that you add a stroke to your image. Okay, let's add a stroke. I think that stroke is okay. Now let us add another image. Sorry, I'm tweaking this thing up a little bit. So let us you can decide to tweak it up a little bit, you know, to give it a more aesthetic look. So let us add the third image from gallery. The third image, let us make it round. Okay, I think that's okay. So let's add the stroke. Let us add stroke. So let us make sure that everything is well arranged. Yes, so now we have a flyer, and I want you all to follow me the same way I designed this flyer. I want you all to take this thing very serious and take this thing as your second project, or even is it second or third project? Yeah, so just take it as a project. I think this is the third project. This is the third project. So take it as a third project. All right. So design it, take it as a third project, and then submit it tomorrow before the next lecture tomorrow. All right. So this is part of your assessment. Please take it very, very seriously, and then we will soon start. We will start designing certificates from tomorrow evening. So for those of you that will be interested in this certificate, I will need your name, your full name, as you want it to appear in your certificate and as it has been appearing in order of your documents. So I want your full name. So you should send them to me, and then we'll take you from there. So design this same flyer I just did now, and then send your project, all the projects, submit all of them by tomorrow. So let's just do small bring to the front before we go to the front. So that's it. Bye.